Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Here in the cave of Matoya the Witch, Ishtola's mentor. So, Matoya is in a mood to reminisce.
'Twas some 50 years ago, shortly after Garlemald had brought all of Ilsabard under its rule. Faced with the threat of invasion, the people of Sharlayan scrambled about for a means to resist the Empire. For my part, I was tasked with developing an etheric converger.
Ah, yes, a device which draws in ether and concentrates it to produce a destructive force.
But as my research neared its end, it was denounced by the Forum, who claimed that my device was more likely to destroy us than our enemies. After that, they and I had a little falling out, and I decided to seal away all the fruits of my research, lest the dunder-headed ingrates reap any benefit. Ha! Petty, I know, but gods, it was satisfying.
I believe that.
Do mine ears deceive? 'Twas you, was it not, who was so fond of saying that all knowledge exists to advance mankind, that how it is used depends on us?
I don't remember. Perhaps. All right, yes. It was a pet phrase of mine. And that should give you a notion of how sick and tired I was of those spineless wretches of the Forum. All talk and no trousers, that lot. That's why I decided to remain behind, rather than join the Exodus.
You may have had your disagreements with my grandfather, but upon that point, your minds were as one.
With respect, Master, the fruits of your research should not be left to spoil. Will you share with us the secrets of the etheric converger?
Aye, I will. All the information you need is contained in a tome I wrote on the subject. But you'll have to fetch it from the forbidden section of the Great Library.
Ah, you were not exaggerating when you said that you had sealed it away. Though the city is abandoned, the library's guardians are all but certain to remain. We must needs cut a path through them. Come, let us away.
Let me guess, the Great
Not so fast, you lot. Stola and the boy are staying with me.
The library is probably a dungeon.
I need help to make new sentinels to replace the old ones you walloped. They'll be board and lodging, don't you worry. But know that you'll have to work for them. Hard. I'll have no sluggards in my house.
Okay, I beat up stuff then, while you build new stuff for me to beat up next time. Oh, the Great Library's guardian shouldn't pose any difficulty for a hero like you. You'll hardly notice Stoller's absence, and the girl, boy, whatever, would only get in your way. But if it turns out you aren't up to the task, well then, I know you can't be trusted with something as dangerous as an etheric ram. Now, the library's entrance is locked tight. I'll loan you one of my servants to open it. The broom yonder. Well, what are you ready for? Introduce yourself, girl. Okay. This broom. Greetings, good madam. I'm Broomsy, my lady's servant for some 50 years. May I say what an honor it is to serve you? I'm given to understand you wish to enter the great Gubal Library. To find it, pray head east upon leaving this cave. The building will come into view shortly after you reach the collapsed bridge. I shall go on ahead and await you at the entrance. When your preparations are in order, Pray come and meet me there. It will be my pleasure to unlock the door for you. Was that adorable? Wait, can't I? I believe I can actually make minions here. This is a minion, this is some stuff. Okay. Ancient lumber. You stand before the great Gubal Library, one of Highland's foremost repositories of knowledge. Alas, it has fallen into disuse since the exodus some summers since. In all those years, its halls have welcomed not the coming of a single soul, its floors felt not the loving brush of a broom. Mine apologies, madam. Pray no mind to dreams of a humble broom. You're doubtless eager to venture within and retrieve my lady's tome. I shall unlock the door at once. When you have what you seek, pray return to the cave and report to my lady. And with that, we unlock the great Gubal Library. Our next dungeon. Okay, let's look into the library. Tank, wait. Even along 100,000 enemies. What? That's a flying ink bottle. And of course the classic, the Mimic Tome. there's our first boss, the Demon Tome. Which, well, looks very much like a demon wall. Avoid these lines on the ground, unlike me. Close? Oh, around? Around. What? Oh, frozen ground. So it's slippery. Watch out. While it's slippery, you have to get to the other side. And I think the healer just saved me. Boring. But I guess it's better than what I have. Page 64. We just had one, but as far as enemies go, this is the real one. Ugh. Psychoton. And our second boss. Biblos. I think this is a Final Fantasy IV reference. No, I mean 5. 5. When he is in the book, he is invincible. And pages spawn. These pages give you these tethered flames. White flames. Drag them through the walls. So he gets kicked out of a book and you can hit him again. Ah! Oil everywhere! You shall pay dearly, accursed mortals! Same thing again. I am undone, but my master's seal is broken. That didn't sound good. Or maybe it did? After all, we wanted to break a seal here, right? What is that scatine? Sesame. Open. Wait for me. Our boss, the ever-living bibliotaph. With this skirt made of books. When you got one of the markers from the boss, be careful where you put them, so they don't get in the way of this part where players have to lock these areas. Otherwise, ads spawn there. Now, 2 players need to go to 1. That split me. Away with that one. Again. I have no idea what I'm doing here. And where is the point we need to go? Yeah, this time 3 people need to reach it, and since there are only 4, that means a real commitment of troops. And back in. And in the chat I already say it, I will go back to read all the books that were readable in the library, and yeah, but I cut that to the end of the episode, and you just see me leaving then, and oh, I hope I see you next time. And the first book is On Gallian Hierarchy Volume 1. The rise of the Gallian Empire in the year 1522 of the 6th Astral Era led to significant changes in the structure of Gallian society. This is most evident in the adoption of titles which serve to indicate an individual's place within the social hierarchy. The following information was compiled with the aid of informants within the Empire and has yet to be verified. And now we have examples of titles and what they mean. I won't read that because it is tedious to read all these Latin names, Latin titles, and I never had Latin in school. So just read yourself, or I don't know, stop the episode if you want. And On Gallian Hierarchy Volume 2. This hierarchy extends to the general populace as well, though it is far less complex. The majority of citizens bear the Bas title, and there is a smaller group which appears to be comprised of respected artisans who adopted the Sen title. The An title is bestowed upon peoples of annexed territories and indicates that they lack even the most basic rights afforded to a citizen. However, many Gallians view this as an opportunity rather than condemnation, as citizenship may be granted to those who have demonstrated exceptional skills, as well as those who have contributed 20 or more years of military service. Various essences and permutations. Chapter 1. The 6 natives and myriad creation. The spark of lightning ignites when it strikes, and thus fire is born. The heat of fire rends to ash all that it touches, and thus earth is born. The density of earth shuns sun and harbors cold, thus ice is born. The armor of ice melts away, and thus water is born. The moistness of water mists and rises, and thus wind is born. The gusts and sighs of wind gather the clouds, and thus lightning is born. Chapter 2. The 3 conquests, boundless and unwavering. Earth grounds lightning, water erodes earth, lightning boils water. Chapter 3. The 3 submissions, timeless and unending. Fire is extinguished by wind, ice is melted by fire, wind is obscured by ice. And because wind is obscured by ice, we needed to gather an ice crystal when we wanted to penetrate Garuda's barrier back then in AR. There's already the next book. Though there's some debate as to whether or not Merlwyr, Blurfiswyn and her League of Lost Bastards were the first Eorzeans to discover the western continent, there's no denying that their navigational charts were instrumental in establishing the major trade routes of today. Moreover, the accounts from the expedition are widely regarded as both informative and entertaining. Of particular note is their first encounter with a Mamul Jar, as well as the other indigenous peoples and creatures which seemed curiously intent on their demise. These travel journals have since inspired a legion of explorers and treasure hunters to retrace the League's journey, yet in spite of their numbers, the existence of a bleeding city of gold remains unconfirmed. And there is a leather-bound diary. Beauty is ephemeral, but it needn't be. My Lady Amandine knows this well, lovely creature that she is. Would that I could have a genuine article in my keeping, but alas, I have to settle for a pale imitation. The vessel is not quite up to my usual standards, but beggars can't be choosers, as they say. I washed and anointed it per the instructions, when secured it to the bed with chains. Wouldn't want her to get ideas above her station, oh no. God, just the thought of it is enough to get my blood pumping. I can hardly wait to welcome my beloved succubus into this world. Yeah, remember Lady Amandine? The mistress of Hawke Manor? And another diary. The tentacles! So many tentacles! And the sound of it driving on the bed! God, just listening to it is agony! I've made a terrible mistake. That did not sound like a succubus. Did you accidentally summon the wrong void scent? Well, no matter, it was crazy to begin with.